All right, where to begin? Where to begin? Oh yeah, this all started with the T-shirt I was working out with. So it's a self-care club. So you can see, take care of yourself today, tomorrow, and every day. You know, I just was really vibing. My bad. I'm not. I'm trying to. I'm actually doing this off the top of my head. So this is not professional. Anyway, so yeah. So, where to begin? This is an avocation for mental health, and it's honestly a little bit of venting and a little bit of, you know, disclosing about myself and my things going on, but also so this can potentially help someone else who really needs it. Shit, where to begin? So, mental health is a fucking crisis, and it always has been. It's just going on in shadow, or has been. If you don't live under a rock, you probably either know someone personally or have heard, I don't know, in media. Recently, we lost Jason Frank. Um, I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Um, but we recently lost, I believe his name is Jason Frank. I'm so sorry. But our beloved Green Ranger, Twitch, who else? There's just too many to kind of keep track of at this point, which is that it breaks my heart to think of that. Um, there are so many names to forget. I absolutely hate that, um, or just in personal life too. I mean, I personally have my wife, who I love very dearly, my own mother too. Uh, Both have very horrible depression. Um, I mean, my mom, as a kid, I guess I didn't notice, but as I got older, I noticed how bad it is due to a disability. Um, and my wife's reason is it's hereditary. So it's in her family tree. Her father's father had it, and her grandmother had it. So on her father's side, so it got passed down. So I mean, she has a great support system and everything else, and you might too. But if you're having problems and you might not necessarily know why, you have support and everything else, you may look into your family lineage. Just something to keep in mind. Um, I say that as a person personally going through it and as a future mental health expert. Um, I mean, I really love personal training. I hope to become a really inept and well versed bodybuilding coach. Hopefully, esports player, along with that, streamer. But um, am I not even in my back pocket? The goal for me has always been a master's degree in counseling psychology ever since high school. I've always strived for that because once I kind of had a high school psychology class, and it showed me a lot of things I kind of was doing and didn't know and I wasn't aware of, as far as like communication skills, listening, uh, how the body functions, the anatomy in general. It just got me aware of things that were already going on in my life and things that I didn't know. And then from that point, I was hooked. Anything dealing with psychology, I love manga and anime related to psychology. Kumi Can't Communicate is one of my favorites, and there's plenty others. I hope to have a big collection. Um, but a little bit of self disclosure, and I go back and forth on tangents. If you follow me at all, you know this. Um, I'm just kind of here to say if you're having trouble um, in your life and you really are looking and searching for reasons to go on, or you are just tired of like what you have to suffer with, I promise you there's another way. And I know it seems illogical in the moment because those parts of your brain, depression is a physical change, it's a disease, it shuts down, it's a lack in serotonin. So it physically affects your body and your thinking. It makes you not care about things you really loved and you really do care about. If you like going to the gym, like me, same thing with my wife, or if you have projects, literally anything you care about, bathing, cleaning, chores, shit like any fucking thing. It just it's so fucking debilitating. It's like crippling. I mean, if you were paralyzed, I mean, metaphorically speaking, and then you combine that with other things like social anxiety, agoraphobia, fuck, what else? Oh, my wife has bipolar depression, so you might have that with a combination of hyper, if not hypomania, switching back and forth. You might have bipolar, not bipolar, borderline disorder. There's so many different things that conglomerate with depression, as well as other mental illnesses that, and some people are aware of that they have them and financially can't afford to do anything about it, or don't know that they have it and are suffering in their life, and they just assume that's the status quo. Yeah, or they've watched their people they've known about just have these terrible things happen to them and just have to watch it happen. I'm here to say that you don't have to watch it happen. If you're with somebody, just check in on them. If you're personally going through it, I better help. Um, there's one person that cares, somebody. I don't care if that's family. I don't care if that's a pet you have. I don't care if that's an online forum, preferably online forum that's like non toxic. Reach out. Sometimes, even, it's strangely enough, I don't want to say talk to strangers, but advocate to people, confide in people that you really can trust or who will just listen. I mean, pets are great too, honestly. They're lifesavers. I'm all over the place, but it comes back to say, I really want to keep people alive. That's one thing. And this has gone on for a little bit now. Um, Kind of an emotional thing and reason I wanted to do this because I knew it was going to be all over the place. But, depression isn't, it doesn't really pick, it doesn't bias people and it is all over the place. So, you know, kind of relatable thing. But what does make sense, and what I'm saying to you, hopefully, who is ever listening, is that there is one person that cares. There is a reason to keep going on. And if you're at your end, then I promise you, then there's a point to surviving. I promise. There is a point. And if you can't think of one, then think of it like this: you are the reason for survival. You are the most important thing in your own world. Not meaning like you're not narcissistic way, like you're the best thing ever. You are the best ever, not better than anyone else. But you are the most important thing in your world because you're the main character of your story and you deserve to be that way. And if you're in a time in your life where you can't see that, to someone else, you are the most important thing. My wife, she's the most important thing in my world. And to see her so debilitatingly sad that she can't move or make a decision or just distraught, just, just completely crippled with like sadness. It's one of the worst feelings. It's like I said, it's watching a train wreck. In some cases, and like I said, you can seek therapy and medication. That's definitely a good choice. Like you should get something. If you haven't taken those steps with a friend or someone you know, talk to them about it. Look for resources. Um, like when I stream, I was gonna say Guardians of Mental Health. There's one. I'll put the handle on it for if this goes on Twitter, but they reach out and use veterans. Want just advocate for mental health through gaming. Um, there's plenty of resources out there, and I'm so sorry I don't know more of them. I hope to eventually have a bigger platform so I can like talk to people and show them the ways that if they're looking for answers, because that's one of the main things. Like since this is an epidemic, and one of the main reasons, and the only way to stop an epidemic is to cut it off at the source, and then the only way to, but the thing is, mental health in this country and in general isn't a priority. I mean, it's better, and people know about it, but at the same time, even though people are more aware of it nowadays, it still takes a backseat to other things. I mean, we throw a little bit of money at it, and it doesn't necessarily fix any or much as it needs to, because there's however billion people on this planet, and not nearly enough resources or good people out there to help each and every one of them. And some of them, either they don't know about it, can't afford it, or a combination of both, or none, or any other extenuating circumstances that might get in the way of that. So, like when I stream on Twitch, I play fighting games. You know, I mean, hopefully play at a high level to compete. Like I love competing, but at the same time, I play a lot of. I've been playing a lot of games with no microphone, just because when my wife is really sad, it's comforting to have just like something chill. Ironically, I play games like Doom Eternal and God of War, but you know, it's just chilling and vibing. And sometimes in the background, when you have nothing else to do, like if you're cleaning or I don't know, you're just kind of lost in your own thoughts. Just something chill in the background is nice to have. Um, and so I think I'm realizing now that's a good thing. So if you're ever like if I'm ever live, it's usually no mic and it's just real chill. And if you need that in the background, do that because it's there's a weird comfort and in that there. I got off track. Yeah, I really give a fuck. I really do. This is not to brag about that. This is just to like really try to make a difference. One, in some way or another, just make a difference and reach out to say that if, like, whomever, if I don't know you, I, I love you. I want you to, you're important to whomever you're around. You're important to, hell, a complete stranger that you might have complimented. I make an effort to like compliment people on their looks, anything that it's just the little things, little shit that might not it seems insignificant, but for someone who's really struggling, might have had a hard day at work, going through some shit with family, going through financial troubles. Have you been in the world today? Everything's fucked for a lot of reasons, and not to be nihilistic, just to say there's a lot of good, but there's just I mean, I'm not gonna say just as much bad, but there's things that really overshadow the good, and it's easy to get lost or forget like what is there, and so that can really bring you down. So making a difference by improving someone else's day, like my character trait, like on my anime protagonist shit, like trying to improve people's days and lives, or just keep them optimistic. I always am optimistic on the future and people, giving hopefully that humans as a race can be better and understand that we all share the same problems. And the sooner we understand that we share a commonality, I think the better off that we'll be, you know. And mental health is one of them. It's something we all fucking struggle with. I don't care how fucking rich you are. I don't care how fucking poor you are, everybody goes through it, and everyone has a different reason behind it. But at the same time, we suffer with it, and we choose to sometimes suffer in silence, and that is something that I fucking cannot stand. That shit is dead. That's from my parents' generation. My father, he's a caring guy. He's a hard ass military dude, but damn it, he's stubborn. He made sacrifices to raise me. I'm sure other parents did that too, and kind of put their feelings to the side. But that whole two or three generations behind, I was born in the '90s, man. People that were born in the early '80s, '70s, and any time before that believe like that. Grab yourself up by your bootstraps and suck it up, Buttercup, or just fucking. Especially men, especially got it fucking bad. Black men especially got it bad because they don't fucking do anything about that shit. They just assume that that's just the way it shit is. You're supposed to be hard. You're supposed to be, I don't know, however the fuck you're supposed to be. Someone lie to you and say, hey, you gotta be fucking a G or whatever the fuck. That's not true. Be a man and be emotional. The emotional man is a good man. Women on the same side, are told to be a certain way, or that their feelings don't matter, or that they're too emotional, or, you know, they're making it up. It's in your head. No, it's very real. I see it every day. I see it in my personal life. I see it everywhere. It's real. It's very real. And it's not something to be played with. Like, it can and it will kill you if you don't get a grip. It's just no different than a ticking time bomb. If you don't take the steps to diffuse it, if you don't take time for yourself, if you don't address where unwanted emotions, unwanted thoughts, if you don't register where they're coming from, if you don't take the time to think, if you don't feel like your emotions are important, and you put them to the side, they will come to fruition. They will come to the surface, and they will get you. They will destroy you if you're not careful. It's strange that our body is a self-destruct mechanism, essentially like that. I don't know if that's a mutation in self-preservation that evolution did. I don't know what that shit is. I've been trying to figure that out. Honestly, I need to ask some professors about that. What fucking evolutionary meaning? I've had a discussion with my wife about that. I mean, the lack in serotonin, it's literally a negative mutation, and you know, the body trying to kill itself. That's so fucking horrible to think about. Why would your body do that? But at the same time, there's ways to work around it, ways to counter that. So I want you to know that your problems are real. They are not made up. They are very, very real. And you don't have responsibility for anyone else but yourself. Your family, your friends, you might love them to death, but if you cannot value yourself and see the importance in what is going on in your life, you can't be there for anyone else but you. And that's a very selfish thing to say, because it is. Like the self-care shirt, I love this shirt. But it says take time for yourself. I know it goes against every moral thing. You were told be altruistic, be kind, and that is true. Never stop being a good person. But part of being a good person is being responsible, and your responsibility, a lot of people tend to forget, is yourself. I forget too, because we're so busy thinking of others, we forget that we exist, and we forget how important and valuable we are. The moment you forget how valuable you are, is the moment that anything negative in your life, anything that this mental illness can cause, can grab onto. It latches onto anything. It'll turn anything and everything against you to make it seem like you have nothing. You don't deserve anything. So you need to set yourself up for success. And some days you're going to lose, but that doesn't mean that every day you're going to lose. Some days you're not going to be able to move. Some days you might not be able to shower. Some days you might not fucking feel like anything you do is right. But I guarantee it's not as bad as that, as your mind can portray it. Your mind can put into fruition the most horrible, abysmal things. But unless that is in reality, then you're still coasting. You know, your brain will tell you things that you might not even be thinking. Like you're better off. I mean, people are better off without you, or I don't know. There's so many stories I've heard from people that I know and other people that I don't know. Just these horrible things, and the body is capable of a lot. Your brain can do a lot to fuck with you. So just keep in mind that whatever might come to mind, it is not true. It's not, and it's never true. Things sometimes turn bad, sometimes turn south in your life, but that's just, you know, par for the course sometimes. And I don't say that to negate like your problems. I'm so sorry if you had loss in your life. I'm so sorry if you're having problems right now. They are very serious, and I hope that you find your way out. But at the same time, I don't want you to feel like the only way out is to end your life or to harm yourself in a way that would deprive the world of another gorgeous life. I I think about it too much. I do. And like how different the world would be if certain people were still around. I'm lucky that I still have those people in my life that are suffering, but I my heart goes out to those who have lost somebody or just have a personal stake in the race like I do, and that aren't so fortunate and lose people, you know. So just to say, I really do give a fuck. So I want. This is a 20-minute video at this point. Um, do something for yourself. Take time for yourself. It's important. Trust me, it is. You'll thank yourself later. Um, this is the first of. I mean, I don't know if I'll do more videos like this. But I'll still be advocate whether or not I do another video like this. I'll still be advocating mental health, whether I'm having fun with friends, whether I'm playing games, competing, an FGC. Better believe if I ever compete on a main stage, I'm going to be advocating mental health and saying how important it is. In bodybuilding too, if I ever get, I'm competing for a show here in May. Um, I'm gonna fucking scream from the rooftops, man, because it is a fucking problem. It is. COVID was a pandemic, but mental health is an epidemic, and it needs to change. It needs to fucking stop. I'm tired of seeing people die. I don't want to see people die, and I don't blame them. I blame what has been going on in their mind that hasn't been satiated. I blame the thoughts that were out of their control. I blame the things that could not be changed. I blame things that could not be intervened on. But if you're ahead of the game, if you are ahead of the curve, those things can. It's never too late to catch somebody to help them. You know. So I don't blame people who think that taking their life is the best solution because to a person in that kind of low, it seems like the best solution, and there's no changing that in their mind. But the way to change it is to help them. Just even fucking just being present. If you know somebody, just be there. You don't have to have. I pride myself, and I get frustrated sometimes in not having the right answers. It's not like a thing like I love being right. It's just like I want to know what to do at any given point, and sometimes I don't know. And I'm a smart guy, but I'm also a very dumb guy, and I don't. I'm able to, and I'm humble enough to admit that when I don't know something, and sometimes we don't know what to do when it's overwhelming. But sometimes just taking a second to breathe, taking a second to be present with somebody, just to ask them, "Hey, are you okay? I'm so sorry. Can I stay? Can I sit with you? Can I make sure you're okay? Have you eaten something? Have you drank something?" Give a fucking stranger a hug, dude. It's weird, but damn, sometimes people, you'd be surprised what it can do. So, well, uh, I'm well enough a little bit. So it's only, like I said, I'm an anime protagonist shit. So, yeah, all this to say, just take care of yourself. I care. One person you might personally know does care. So spread this around. Um, if you like my ramblings, just let me know. But yeah, I'm here for you. I'm here for the people I care about closest to me. But I mean, I know I can't help everybody, and that's one of the shitty things I have to admit. I wish I could. There was some way, but the best thing I can do is spread that information, spread that positivity, and spread that kindness to others and help them understand that what they're going through is real. And if you are emotionally available, help somebody. It's okay to be emotionally available. It's okay to be emotional. Express your thoughts, express your tears, your anger, your happiness, the whole spectrum. Be honest with yourself. Speak up for yourself. You know, you have a right to do that. You have a right to live your best life, and that's a part of it. So, all right, I guess before I ramble on or I actually fucking break down on this video, because it's been 25 minutes now, um, I'm gonna chime out. So, I'll see you later. Take care.